In this video, we are going to continue with our program in which we have already created or learned how to create and display and search in the student database. So in this student database, till now we have learned that how we can store the details of number of students, then how we can display it, and then how we can search a particular record in the student database. So I am making certain changes in this so that it becomes easy for us to understand. So here I've included my header files, that is .h and string.h. Then I've created a global variable n so that we will be able to access or be able to know that how many records we want to store, and this n will store that number of records which can be accessed throughout all the functions of this program. This structure has been declared globally, so it can be accessed through all the functions. Struct student structure. I've created a global structure variable with the name s and its size is 10. This is a structure array or an array of structure which can store maximum, suppose 20 student records. Then in create function, we have asked the user to enter the student details and how many students, that is determined by the n value. So this n value has been accepted at the input at the first statement itself from the main function, that is enter the number of records, and it should be compulsorily less than 20 because we can store maximum 20 records. So you can say less than equal to 20. So that n will get stored here, and this n and the global n are same. So whatever n you have accepted at the input here, that can be accessed or manipulated throughout the program. So for that same n, for those many number of students, those many number of times, we will accept the details as we have seen in the previous video. And then we will display those many number of times. Okay. And then to search the record, we can either search by roll number or by name or by phone number. So to search by roll number, first we have to accept the roll number which we want to search, say in R variable, and pass it to the search function. And if the roll number of a particular student is equal to the one which we have accepted, if both are matching, then we can say that the student has been found, and corresponding index, for that index we'll display all the fields of the structure. So this was to search by roll number. Now we can see that if we want to search by the name of a student, for this we can tell the user enter name of the student to be searched. And in scanf, using %s, I can accept the name. So here I can create another variable. Let me call it NA. Let me store the name in NA variable for now. So char NA. This name size and the name of in the structure, that should be of the same size. So now I have accepted my student's name which I want to search, and I have to pass that to the search function. Now since I want to search by name, which is a string, so I have to use another search function, because the first search function was searching by roll number, which was an integer. Now I'm searching by a string. So let me name the initial function as roll number search, and this is name search. So this name I'll have to change to roll number search. Now I'll define the same function with certain changes so that I can search by name. So by name search, I'm passing a string, say NA. So this NA will be copied to say NAM over here. N is the global variable for number of records. And now we will use strcmp function because we have to compare the strings. Strcmp, we'll first enter the first parameter as s of I dot the name field, and second parameter will be NAM. If we find the perfect match, then we can say student found, and for that particular index we'll display these values. Okay, we have seen this for the roll number, now we are seeing it for the name. So let me execute this much. Enter number of students, and it should be strictly less than equal to 20. Suppose I'm entering 3 student details. I've entered the details of 3 students. They're getting displayed. Then enter roll number to be searched. Suppose I want to search roll number 34. It has been found. Enter name of student to be searched. Suppose I want to search the details of student Kavita. It is telling me student found, and it is printing details of Kavita. It needs to print the details of Kavita. So as we know that there is a small error over here, since it is printing the details of the students whose match is not found, means it is printing of Arjun and Priyanka, but we want to print that of Kavita. We know that when string comparison is performed, if there is a match found, it returns 0. So this condition, if it is 0, then it will not work because 0 means false, so it will, if statement will not work. So when it is not found, it returns 1 or -1, which is considered as a true value. So the students which are not matching, that is being printed. So if we write a negation over here, that is this exclamation mark, it will make the false into true. Means false, that is 0 is returned whenever match is found, 0 will become 1, and then we can accept this. So we know that this is the logical not operation. So now when I run this program, first of all, I'll enter suppose only 2 students for ease. So it has been stored. Now roll number, if I want to search for 12, it has found the name. Suppose I want to find, it is printing only the perfect match. Okay, so this is the thing that needs to be done. Now what if student is not found? So in the else part of this, if you can write some condition when student is not found. So for this, you can use a flag variable. Suppose I write here flag equal to 0. So whenever student is found, make the flag equal to 1, and outside your for loop, if flag is equal to 0, means this if condition is not executed. Since it is not executed, flag has not become 1. Flag originally was 0. It has remained 0 even after this for loop. And since it has remained 0, I can tell that student not found. But if flag has become 1, that is the else condition, I can print student found. And if we go to see this logic, what will happen? First, all these details will be printed if student is found, and then it will print student found. But if we don't want this, what we will do, as soon as student has been found, we'll make flag 1 and break. And then the index at which we have broken, that will be stored in I variable. Okay. If we break at the index 1, that is for student 2. If we break at index 1, I will become 1, and that time we will break. So for that same I, correspondingly, we can print the details inside the else part. I'm sure you have understood this because we have done this before as well. So these same things can be done in name when we search by name also. So as per the requirement of your program, the programming can be changed. Okay. So we can run this program once again. So they have been stored. I want to search roll number 11, which is not present here. So it will print student not found. I want to search for the student by his name. If I type the name which is present in the database, student is found. If I print the name which is not present in the database, student not found will get displayed. Okay, similar to roll number case. Now, if we want to sort these details as per the roll number, means first we may enter roll number 2 details, then we may enter roll number 15 details, then suddenly we may enter roll number 1 detail. But we want it in the order of roll number 1, then 2, then 15. So we need to sort it. For this, we need to implement bubble sorting. So let me call a function bubble sort. And I need to define this function. In the definition part of this function, we must write the code of the bubble sort algorithm. Now we need to sort by roll number. So as we know in the bubble sort, you can revise it from the recorded video. We have two for loops. So we can have two control variables or loop variables, I and j. We can start from I equal to 0 and go up to I less than n minus 1. I have explained you the reason why we go for n minus 1, because number of comparisons is equal to 0 to n minus 2. Those many comparisons, so less than n minus 1. In a for loop controlled by j variable, will be less than n minus 1 minus I and j plus plus. And only if s of I, roll number part, that is RNO part, if it is greater than the roll number part of the next student, that is I plus 1 student ka roll number, the roll number of the first student is greater than the roll number of second student, then we have to interchange their position. Likewise, if the student before as in the list has a greater roll number, he should be pushed ahead. That is what we have to compare consecutively. That means index I and index I plus 1 details. That means the structure at index 1 and structure at index 2 needs to be compared based on their roll number part. And this way, consecutively. First 1 and 2 index, then index 2 and 3 can be compared, then index 3 and 4, and so on. So initially I will be 0, so 0th index and first index, then first and second index, third and fourth, and so on. So if I have a greater roll number before, then I need to swap. Now we are swapping the structures. So the temporary variable that you use should also be a struct student type. Struct student temp equal to s of I. You need to use j variable here because inner for loop is controlled by j variable. Temp equal to temp equal to s of j. S of j equal to s of j plus 1 and s of j plus 1 is equal to temp. Okay, and for optimizing purpose, we can use the variable sorted or check. Let me call the variable check. Initially it is 0. I make it 0 inside my outer and before my inner for loop. That means at this position make check 0. And if the swapping is done, that means if condition is satisfied, check has to be made equal to 1. And then outside the inner for loop, if check remains 0, means swapping has not been performed, so I have to directly break. Okay, so I have optimized this algorithm as well. And after I bubble sort, let me display it so that I can see whether the details have been sorted or not. This should be j plus 1. So let me enter 5 student details. Roll number 12, roll number 2. Then I enter details for roll number say 10. Then I enter details for roll number 59. I'm just giving a dummy phone number. You can give 10-digit phone number at the actual running. Just to make it easy, I'm doing this. I have stored the details. Now I want to search, suppose, roll number 59. So the details of Ruchi should be displayed. Yes, it is. I want to search by name. And the details were, it was found. And then after that, I have sorted the details, right? So I had entered roll number 2 twice. Okay, so what has happened, this is the sorted output, means I've searched the details of Prahlad, I have found it. Okay, and this after this is for the sorted output. I have displayed the sorted output. So roll number 2 and roll number 2, since I had entered 2 twice, it has happened like that by mistake. After that 10, 12, and then 59. So the sorting has been done, as you can see. Okay, So roll numbers cannot be duplicate but by mistake I entered a duplicate value. So they'll be one after the other. Okay, no problem. So sorting also has been done. Now if we want to delete a particular record, I'll have to call a del function. It is also user defined. I have to define this del function, and I will see for deleting a particular record what you'll have to do. You'll have to first search that particular record and then delete it. Okay, so for searching, I have already defined the search function. If I want to search by roll number, suppose. So I'll just copy this code and then modify it. So if it is found, I will make flag equal to 1 and break. And if flag is equal to 1, I have to delete that record. Otherwise, student not found if flag is 0. So if flag is equal to 1, I need to delete that. So what I'll do, first I'll print I'll have to change the name. So to change the name, what I'm doing here is, firstly, I want to replace the name with a blank string or with a string with dash. So I need to use strcpy function. I'll copy to the name part of the string. I will copy what? I'll copy the blank string. So suppose I define my blank string over here. So this is my blank string and I have to copy it to the name part. Similarly, for the roll number, what I'll do, I don't have to use copy function. I can simply make it equal to 0. And phone number also, I can make it equal to 0. This is one approach. Okay. If I find the roll number, I will break and make these changes for that particular index. So for now, what I will do is, I will just create and display. I won't search this search part, I won't execute. Unless the program will become long each time while executing. I will simply delete and after that I will display. And to this delete function, I need to pass the roll number, means the roll number of the student whom I want to delete. So I'll have to accept the roll number. I'm entering 3 student details. So I've displayed them. Now roll number, so that I can delete it after searching this particular roll number. Enter roll number of student to be searched. I want to delete the details of Harshali. So roll number 13, suppose I'll enter. And as you can see, I've displayed it after deleting. So student 1 roll number was not 13, it was 12. So I've left it Then student 2 roll number is 13. So I've replaced the name with the blank string. Roll number and phone I've made 0. And then student 3 details are untouched. So this is one approach where you are assigning some default value for the fields after deleting. But we also know how to delete certain element in an array. For revision purpose, we will start at the particular location and we have to move all those. Suppose we want to delete the details of student 2, then all the student details after the student 2 need to be pushed forward by one place. So that is what we need to do. So I'll modify my delete function now. Okay, after searching, what I will do is, instead of replacing with this blank and 0, I will, now I is the index at which I need to delete. So I'll create a variable j, and this variable I'll write it as I. So I is what? My location at which I want to perform deletion. So j is now holding that particular location. Then what I have to do, for say a variable I use for the index of this for loop, let me use the variable k. So for k is equal to location minus 1, right? We have seen this. For in control variable equal to location minus 1. So for control variable k equal to location is what? Let me write location itself instead of j so that you understand. So for k equal to location minus 1, and we have to go up to n. So location minus 1, and it will be always greater than lesser than n. And a plus plus. So we have seen this delete algorithm actually. So for we will start at the location, that is index will be how? Location minus 1. I hope you remember this. You can revise it from the recorded video of deletion explanation. Then for k less than n, up to there we need to keep shifting towards the left by one by one. So for shifting left one by one, what I will do is, for this struct array, for at the kth index, it will become equal to the details of index k plus 1, right? And then I have to decrease the size of my array, so n minus minus. And since it is global variable, it will be reflected throughout. That's what we have done here, right? Or everything will be shifted one ahead or one before. So whatever the details are after the location have to be brought towards the left by one place. So the details at k will become the details at k plus 1. I hope you understand. So let me enter 3 student details. So enter roll number of the student to be searched. Suppose roll number 34. Let's say 22 this time. So as you can see, I have searched the particular. After this searching, what I have done is I have tried to delete the particular value. Yeah, so as you can see, the correct index value is getting deleted now. So the location is always equal to I plus 1, right? I is the index. Location is what? It will be always greater than 1. And index will be always lesser than the location. So that is why location will be I plus 1. And then you are accessing the index for the corresponding location. Or you take location as I itself, then you will not have to put minus 1 over here, right? Give this a thought, okay? You'll understand. If you don't, you can ask me in the next session. So we have deleted also. We can also perform certain insertion, say insert function. I need to define this insert function. Means what? You have created your database, but now you want to insert some more details of some more students in that same database. So for this, what we will do now, inserting may be at the end, okay, because it may not give any problem, right? It is what is necessary. The details should be present in the database. It is not necessary that where in the database. Only for deletion, you need to search the location where it is present and then delete. But insertion, even if you do it at the end of the database, no problem, right? And then you can sort it also. If you want, you can insert at a particular location, but best in this case is what? Insert it at the end and then sort your records by the sorting algorithm. So now at insertion, what we will do, we know that there are n records. Okay, this n stores the total number of records. So index is from where to where? 0 to n minus 1. So the indexes 0 to n minus 1 have the student details. We need to start storing, or we need to start inserting from the nth index. Means what? We have n records. These will be stored at 0 to n minus 1 index. So to store next 4 records, suppose we want to insert 4 records, we need to start from index, which one? N, right? We have stopped at n minus 1. Next will be n. We have to start from n up to n plus 4, right? We want to insert 4 records. So n plus 4. Suppose we have 10 records. They will be from index 0 to 9. So we must start inserting the next 4 records from index 9 plus 1, that is 10th index, and go up to index 14. So 10, 11, 12, 13. These indexes will be the occupied, and the index 14 will be the actual size of the array. So at index 10, 11, 12, 13, you will insert. And then the actual size is 1 greater, that is 14. So even if you do plus 3, what will happen? For index 10, I will store, then 11, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So up to 13th index you can go. Size will be 14, but maximum index is 14 minus 1, 13. So for, we need to start from n. So for I equal to n, it should be less than equal to n plus 3, or you can say less than n plus 4. I plus plus. What you will do? You will do the accept procedure. That is in the create function that we had written. This one. Enter student details. So it will tell me Now you can ask a question outside here, that how many records to be inserted. And then in a variable, suppose the variable name is to insert. In this to insert variable, I have to pass this to insert variable to my insert function, which will be stored in the parameter in the function header. Suppose insert is the parameter. So how many times I have to insert? 4 times. So I have to start from the index n plus insert times. If I have to insert 4 records, it is n plus 4. If I have to insert 5 records, n plus 5. So I have to if I have to insert number of records, then n plus insert, right? Insert holds what? Number of records you want to insert. So that will be n plus this much. So enter student details. So you can maintain another count variable. Why for, I'll tell you. Each time you insert, increment it and enter count. Means what? Initially count is 0. Then it became 1. So this count variable, what it will help us in, it will display that student enter student details. Enter student details. Enter details for student 1, you can say. Enter details for student. First time count is 0, then it becomes 1 whenever you insert for the first time. So enter details for student 1. Then count will again increment. Then you'll say enter details for student 2, student 3, and so on. Okay, so that is why I've used this count variable. This will also change to count. Then you'll enter name, roll number, and phone number. Okay, and after this you can display the array. So let's see how this works. Enter number of students. Initially, at the time of creation, I'm storing two student details. That means details of two students. Now I want to insert some records. So it is asking me how many records to be inserted. Suppose again two records I want to insert now. So enter details for student 1 means this student 1 means what? At the insertion time, I'm inserting the details of student 1. And then it is displaying the details of only these initially two created. Can you guess why it is displaying only the initial database and not the updated database? This is because after insertion, I need to increase the value of n also, right? Means total number of records have been at the time of creation was 2. That has not been updated after the insertion. So that what is happening? N was 2. So at the time of displaying the updated database, what was the value of n? It was 2 only. It had not been changed. So for 0, 1, 2, 0 and 1, that means that index, for two records I was displaying. But what about the other two records which I've inserted? To display them also, I need to increase the total number of records, that is the global variable n. To increase the global variable n, I have to increase it in my insert function. To what I will increase it? I will increase n by writing n is equal to n plus insert. I have inserted two records, so I have to increase n by insert times, right? And since it is global variable, we know that everywhere it is accessible. It will be reflected everywhere, the changes made. So initially I enter the details of two students. And then their phone number also. Now it has been displayed, the initial database. Now how many records to be inserted? Again, I want to insert two records. Suppose now you can see initial database of two records, and then since I've increased the total number of records, it has been accommodated and I can display the updated database, that is original database plus the updated. Together everything is getting displayed. So I hope you have understood this program. What all we have seen till now? We have seen that how we can use the array of structures to store the heterogeneous data of number of students or number of members or number of people. Heterogeneous data means the details may be a string like name, details may be an integer roll number, or another integer like phone number, or maybe division of the student, which is char data type. So to store the details of student 1, we need one structure variable. To store the details of student 2, another structure variable. To store the details of student 3, another. Better than that, create an array of n students, and each index represents the details of one student. So each index is a individual structure, you can say. So we have created the database for n students. We have displayed the database of n students. We have searched by the roll number. We have searched by the name. Then we have sorted them according to roll number, and then we have deleted a particular record by either entering the blank string or zero value or the default value, or by shifting the details after the one to be deleted to the left by one position. Then we have inserted at the end, and after insertion, if you want, you can sort the details, right? After this insert function, you can call bubble sort. The details will be sorted, and then you can display the sorted details. Now, as you see, we have created, we have displayed, then we have searched by roll number, then we have searched by name, then we have sorted, again displayed, then we have deleted. So what happens? It may not be that always you want to perform all the operations. Sometimes you may want to only search, sometimes you may want to only sort. But here in this program, if we want to do a particular operation, it is not possible. We have to compulsory do all the operations, right? So for this, what you'll do, you'll handle these function calls within a switch case. For this purpose, what I will have to do, according to the cases in the switch case, I will call the particular functions. For example, I will create the switch case, and before that I have to display a menu. That means what all operations are possible that the user should know. So I will write, suppose the title is student database. If I want to format my output or display it in a particular decorative manner, then what I will do, I will give some border like this. What will be displayed? This line, then student database, and again one line. Okay, so your output is like a heading over here. Then I will say one. First operation will be what? Create database. Then next operation will be, first what will get displayed? One, create. Then on the next line, two, display. Then on the next line, I want to print the option 3 as search. Now in searching, there are two types, right? That we will handle later. Fourth option is sort or arrange, you can say. And within sorting also, you can have two possibilities, either descending order or ascending order, that you can implement by just changing the sign in the algorithm, right? For if you want to arrange in descending order, that means first the largest roll number, then the smallest roll number. Then this sign that is greater than should be changed to less than. Okay, that is the only change. Ideally, we go serially. That is roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, ascending order. So that is why by default the sorting should be done in ascending order if it is not mentioned. After sorting, I can delete a particular record. Then I may want to insert. Okay, and then I may want to quit this process or exit. I must tell the user, we have seen such a menu driven program in our simple calculator program. I must ask the user now, enter your choice. Or you can say which operation you want to perform. Such questions can be asked over here. Enter your choice. And the choice can be stored in a variable. The choice will be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is an integer, so %d. And suppose the variable name is choice. I need to declare this choice variable. So this choice will be what? Possible values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So my switch will be dependent on the value of the choice variable. And based on this, I will have to write case 1. Then what will be done? Create function I have to call, right, to create the database, because case 1 is creation of database. And after that, break should be written. And case 2, display. break. I'm assuming that you know the syntax of switch case, right? Case 3 is what? Searching. Now, search by name or search by roll number. So here you can have another choice. You can tell the user search by, or for simplicity, let us say like this, search by, and then give the options name, roll number. You can also search by phone number, okay? Just like how we have done for roll number, like that for phone number also you can do at home on your own. And then this internal choice you can accept within what? Another variable using %d. Say we call it search choice. So this search choice variable also needs to be declared at the correct position. The search choice variable you can declare over here, okay, before your switch case. So search choice, and if search choice is equal to 1, then I need to call the search by name function. That is name search, this particular function call. And before that, I need to accept the name by which I want to search, right? This thing I'll paste over here. So what will happen if search choice is 1, I have to search by name. So enter the name of the student to be searched. I will enter the name and store in NA array, and then I'll pass it to the name search function. And if search choice is 2, okay, that is the else part. Now user may enter some invalid choice like 3, 4, which is not valid here. Why? Because name and roll number are only 2 choices available. So 1 or 2 are the only possible values of search choice variable. But if you enter 3, 4, 5, then you need to handle that in the else part by saying wrong choice. But here I leave it to you. I'll show you how to do it for the external choice. Okay, here I'm not handling that case where the user enters invalid choice. So here I have to tell that enter roll number of the student to be searched. And then I'll pass the entered roll number to the appropriate function call, that is roll number search. So this was an internal choice within the external switch case choice. Here also you can use switch case instead of this if else, but here since only 2 choices were there, name or roll number, I've used if else. Now case 4 is what? Sorting. So I will simply call this bubble sort function. And here also break is needed. Then case 5 is what? Deleting. So I need to ask, I'm deleting by roll number over here. So you can also delete by name or phone number. So I need to call this delete function. And before that, I need to ask, enter the roll number of the student to be deleted. You can store it in the same R variable, no problem. R value will just get updated. Enter the roll number of the student to be deleted, or whose details need to be deleted. You can then call the del function and break. Case 6 is what? Insertion. So before that, I need to ask that how many records you want to insert, and then insert it by calling insert function. How many records to be inserted? I'll store it in to insert variable and pass it to insert function. Now what is case 7? Case 7 is nothing but quit. So for this quitting purpose, first of all, you can display a message like end of program. And then let me just remove these other things. And this enter the number of students, this also should be written here before this create. Right, so first I'll ask enter number of students. So n variable will get initialized. For n times, I need to create the database for each student. For n students, I need to create the database. Okay, this n and the n in the create function. Over here, it is same. We know that. Okay, so after printing end of program, you can simply call this built-in function exit and just pass any numeric value here. You can pass 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, anything. Okay, this is the syntax. Exit, within the parenthesis, some integer value. It will exit from the program. This is a system defined or predefined function. So now I have put my switch case, I have defined it. But after case 1, suppose, okay, first let me show you the execution for this one. Don't forget your semicolons. So see how the border can be displayed like this, student database. Then the options are 1 to 7. I enter option 1. It will ask me enter number of students. Suppose 2 students. Then I'll enter their name. Then for student 2, again enter the name. And it is only creating. Why? Because only one case out of all the cases gets executed, right? So what you can do, this whole thing, enter it into a looping statement. My entire switch case within a loop, a while loop, and the parameter here to while is 1. Parameter. That means this while loop is infinite. So when you can exit, only when you select the choice of quitting, right? When the choice is 7, you can quit because case 7 is quitting case. Now, suppose the user enters some other case other than 1 to 7 that we can handle using the default case of switch case. You can write wrong choice. And then what will happen? The while loop will get executed again. So what will happen? Again, you can display this menu, right? This menu over here, and you'll enter your choice again and again, means within the while loop. So this thing will get displayed. You will select any one choice. That particular statement or function call will get executed. Then what will happen? You will come back over here because it is a repeating statement while loop. Again, this menu will be displayed. Again, you have to select a choice. Again, you'll perform the corresponding execution. Then again, this will repeat. So when you can come out of this infinite while loop only at the quit choice. So see, I will first create, enter number of students, 2 students. Okay, so I've created. Now while loop will again get executed. Again, it is giving me the options. So if I click on create option, that means I enter choice 1, then again I can create my database. And with respect to this database, it will perform the remaining operations. Means this database which I've created now over here, this will not be considered. Again, if I create database, that most recent database will get considered. So for now, Let me display this. Okay, it is getting displayed. Then I want to search. I can search by name or roll number that is being displayed. Suppose I want to search by roll number. So choice 2. Then I have to enter the roll number. Right? See here. When search choice is 2, enter roll number of student to be searched, and then I will enter the roll number, and then it will pass it to roll number search function, right? And then to make this a little more interactive, I can tell over here, enter choice. For this search choice, I will accept the choice and search by roll number or name, right? I hope you have understood this. So now let me create my database. Now let me show you how to the sorting will work. I've entered sort. After this sorting, I must display it. So choice 2. So what is happening? According to roll number, it has sorted, right? If I want to create my database again for 2 students, I have to select option 1, which I have done. Let me enter the roll number 59, phone number, then student 2, with roll number 12. Now I will sort it by selecting choice 4. I have sorted it. Let me see whether it has been sorted by displaying it. So choice 2. So as you can see, first I had entered my details, Joel's details, but that has gone below because his roll number is 59, and Elmer's details are 12, that has been displayed before Joel's details. Then if I want to delete a particular thing, enter the roll number. If I want to delete the details of roll number 12, then I will display. So Elmer's details with roll number 12 are deleted and Joel's details are visible still. I can also insert likewise, and quitting I'll show you now. Enter choice. If I enter some other choice like 8, which is not present in the menu, it is displaying wrong choice, and again the menu will be displayed. So I can only exit by clicking on option 7, it is quit. End of program and predefined function exit. I have exited from the program. So I hope you understood this program. You can extend this program on your own also. How? You can have more fields like address, blood group, age, division, academic year, his marks, or whatever you want to do. Then if you want other operations like deleting more than one record at a time, inserting more than one record which you have done, then sorting only the first 5 records, or calculating the marks of all these students, which is our next program. Okay, such things you can do on your own. You can enter more of such options in the menu for whichever operation you want to perform. Suppose you want to display only the first 5 details, or if you want to sort them alphabetically, means you will compare the first characters of the names. If they are same, then the second characters of the names, and so on. So I hope you understood this program based on array of structures. Thank you.